In today's video, I'll share how to see a ghost forest in Oregon. When alive, these trees formed a Sitka Spruce forest, much like the ones we still know and love on the Oregon coast. But then something happened, and the trees became a ghost forest, buried by sand on this misty and beautiful beach. In today's video, I'll share how to see the Neskowin Ghost Forest, including how to get to it, given it's on the other side of this somewhat non-trivial obstacle. If you enjoy this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more adventures in the Pacific Northwest. The Neskowin Ghost Forest is accessible from Neskowin Beach State Recreation Site, just north of Lincoln City and about 2 hours drive from Portland. There's a large public lot with a lot of parking available. From the parking lot, it's a short walk to get to Neskowin Beach. I thought all the mist was particularly cool given we were looking for a ghost forest. The ghost forest itself is south a little along the beach, just on the other side of this beautiful but fairly significant stream. It might be lower and warmer in other seasons. We filmed this in February, but in the winter the creek is full and very cold. Figuring out how to get to the other side felt a bit like getting on platform 9 3/4 in Harry Potter. We could see people on both sides of the creek, but we didn't seem to see anyone actually cross the barrier for a long time. Since we went at low tide, we also scoped out the potential of walking around Proposal Rock, the giant sea stack, on the ocean side. The water didn't look very deep, and I had waterproof hiking shoes, but this is really a place for tall rubber boots. Eventually, I decided to cross the creek the old-fashioned way. Brian had slightly taller boots, so he went around Proposal Rock by the ocean on the way to the ghost forest, but his boots ended up getting full of water anyway because a wave came in before he'd gotten all the way around. Be careful if you go around that way since ocean waves can be dangerous. On the way back, Brian also waded through the creek. This family had somewhat more substantial boots. Once on the other side, you'll start to see the ghost trees. The highest concentration of them is toward the far end of the beach, near the headland. The ocean has blended with these trees, and you'll find them covered in barnacles. We spotted sea anemones in a few of the trees, like wooden tide pools. I found it fascinating that these trees aren't petrified, they're still just wood. They're around 2,000 years old, and they've been preserved by being under the sand for most of that time. Heavy storms in the late 90s eroded the sand, and now the Neskowin Ghost Forest is visible at low tides. Many popular sources online cite an earthquake burying the forest, but but it sounds like scientists generally conclude that sand instead slowly accumulated around the trees, burying them over time. To see the Neskowin Ghost Forest, it's very important to go at low tide, with very low tides being best. The low tide was negative 1.3 feet on the day we filmed this. At low tide, you can also explore Proposal Rock and check out its cool natural arch. It seemed like a good place for tide pools, but we didn't see any tide pool creatures in the pools next to Proposal Rock. Thanks for joining us at the Neskowin Ghost Forest. Remember to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.